reviewed a lot of AI robots on this channel on the tech side of things. However, in today's video, I'm gonna be doing something that I've never done before, which is reviewing a robot that is still in its beta phase. See, a couple weeks ago, a company called LeTianPai, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, reached out to me to see if I wanted to do a full review on a robot that isn't exactly finished yet. And of course, I jumped at the chance because I've never done that before. Also, the meaning of LeTianPai is happy-go-lucky or having a positive outlook on life, which is something I try to portray on this channel a lot. So the universe just felt like it aligned correctly, so in today's video, we are going to be reviewing the LeTianPai Desktop Robot, which also goes by the name Rux. So let's go unbox this bad boy. All right, let's unbox this bad robot boy. Now, my first impressions of the box and the packaging are really nice because it feels well constructed and it's not gonna break on the way to you. Then you've got this note that's in the inside from the CEO, basically welcoming the robot into your home. Then you got this black box that pops out and you've got your charging pad where Rux is gonna charge. Plus, you got these nifty little stickers from the company. All right, let's see what's in the box itself. So you've got this nice little note here. I don't know what it says. And then you got this charging cord, and then you've got Rux himself. He actually feels really well built. And I also love the little speaker on the back side. It's really good quality. So here you go. This is what it comes with. Now, normally I do a setup section in all of my videos, but since the setup process could vary here in the very near future because this robot is constantly getting updates from the LeTianPai company, I'm gonna hold off on that. And instead, I'm gonna skip to showing you all of the features that it currently has, as well as the features that it's going to have. There are already a ton of features that this robot has or is currently planned for when this launches in early 2024. So I can't possibly get to all of them in this video, but I am gonna touch on the coolest ones. Let's start with the basics. I really wanted to start with Rux's home screen because I think it is one of the coolest features that I've seen in any AI robot that I've done on this channel. Because not only does it have a face that can come up, which is what is identified as Rux, but it also has this as the standard screen that's on it all the time, which tells you the time, it tells you the date, it tells you the weather, and then you can also customize the background. And all of this can be done in app, so you can add your own photos, whatever you want for the background, or you can keep the cool background that it has, which is like space or it's abstract pictures, which I currently like, but I'll probably change to my own photos in the future. Which leads me into the next part of this video. Hi, Rux. Open up your app. To access the user guide, you're gonna jump over to Control and then you're gonna tap on User Guide. The user guide is super easy to use and it obviously shows how much you can do with this robot. And we're just gonna test it out with a few different things from each section. Starting here at the top, you've got common functions. One of the big things people love with AI robots is that they can be your pet. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna open up its pet robot feature. Hi, Rux. Open pet mode. Now here it's gonna be a little bit more interactive. You can pet it, and it actually has a bunch of little touch sensors all over it so that it reacts to your touch. Hi, Rux. Show dance. So let's try one more in the common function section. Open expression display. Oh, that's so cool. So here Rux is just going through a bunch of random expressions. Let's jump over to companion and entertainment functions. Oh, I used to beatbox when I was younger. Let's try this one. Hi, Rux. Beatbox. Oh, I guess he didn't want to beatbox anymore. Give me a show. Dang, that's smooth. One of the things I love about Rux is that, oops, I prompted him. He's got such cool animations on his screen. So let's try some of the holiday related prompts that Rux has. Happy Halloween.
Wishing you every wonderful day.
Uh-oh. Okay, so he can fall off the desk. Let's just test out a couple and then we'll keep moving on. Hi, Rux. Eat noodle. Play Tetris. All right, one more. Play pinball. Uh-oh. So cool.
Glad you think so. However, so cool isn't a specific prompt.
It was a compliment, just take it, Rux.
I don't get it.
Hi, Rux. Hands up. Thinking a lot.
The app is not installed.
Oh, that's right, I didn't download the app. So this might be a good time to talk about the app section that makes this even more unique of a desktop robot. Inside of Rux's app, you can click App Center, and when you open that up, there are a ton of things that you can download. So I just now went ahead and just installed all of them, but it gives you a lot more that you can do with the app, or you can decide not to do them and not take up room and not download them. Let's head back into the user guide. Now, before we jump into the next section, which I'm gonna talk about how Chat GPT actually is integrated into this robot, which, spoiler alert, it's better than any other desktop robot that I've done on this channel. It's really, really clever how they did it. But I wanted to first show you a couple more things in the app that I think is pretty cool that you can control from here. Now, of course, you can adjust the weather from here, the news. You can add a part into your robot so that it can check the stocks for you, and you can see them on screen. And by control, I mean literally you can control this robot with the app like it's a remote controlled robot. You just jump into remote control, and then from here you can do expressions, actions, sounds, or you can just move them. So I'll press forward, he goes forward, I press back, he goes back, and so on. In the expressions, you can choose whatever you want. Maybe you want him to frown. Maybe you want him to get dizzy. Maybe you just want him to be happy, which we should all strive for. Next up is the action section, which makes him do stuff. Shake your left foot quickly. Shake your right foot quickly. Left shaking leg. Rux is actually really responsive too for when you press the button. It happens almost instantly. Like I said, I'm not gonna be able to get to everything in this app or this video would be 6 hours long. So let's move on to what I think is probably the coolest thing about this robot, which is its Chat GPT integration. So as I said before, Rux has one of the coolest Chat GPT integrations I've ever seen. And what I mean by that is when you use Luna the robot, you have to go into the actual Chat GPT section and then you talk with it. Emo the robot, if you use it, you have to actually prompt it to use Chat GPT. And then you can only ask it one question before it falls out, at least in the current version. But with Rux, you can actually ask it a question, no matter what it is, throughout the day, and if it can't answer it itself, which means it's not a built-in prompt, it will then access ChatGPT on its own, which is mind-blowing. Let's test it out. Hi, Rux. Who was the first president of the United States of America? So as you can see, it's gonna think it through, but it's not a prompt, right? So it accesses AI, which you'll see on there.
The first president of the United States of America was George Washington. He served as the president from 1789 to 1797.
How cool is that? So now throughout your day, if you have Rux on your desk, you can ask him any question and he can access ChatGPT instantly and answer you. To me, this is a true desktop pet slash companion. Let's test him out a couple more times. Hi, Rux. Who do you think is the greatest skateboarder alive?
There are several highly regarded and influential skateboarders in the world today, each with their own unique style and contributions to the sport. Some notable names often mentioned include Tony Hawk, Nyjah Huston, Shane O'Neill, and Letitia Buffoni, among others. The greatest skateboarder alive may vary depending on individual perspectives and criteria.
That's a really good answer, actually. I know that just came from ChatGPT, but you can see the potential of this robot. Hi, Rux. What's 7 times 37?
7 multiplied by 37 equals 259.
To be honest, like I said before, this is the best ChatGPT integration that any desktop robot has that I've ever played with or seen or done a review on this channel. I'm gonna make a wild bet that in the very near future after this releases, every other AI robot is going to copy this because this is genius. But just remember, Rux did it first. Very briefly, I want to touch on the community aspect of Rux because, like I've said in previous videos, community is a big aspect and big reason why I get into certain robots more than others. Having a community built around a certain robot where everyone else is sharing in on it not only helps other users learn what to do with this robot and cool features that it has that they may not have noticed themselves, but it also gives the companies themselves, like LeTianPai in this example, a lot of feedback to go off to improve the robot that you have on your desk. Now here in the app, you can see that you can go to community. It actually opens into Discord, which is a platform that a lot of people already use in gaming and in other things. Heck, I've got my own Discord if you want to go check it out in the description below, where I talk about a lot of videos and we have a lot of discussions on robots, skateboarding, and urban exploration. But I digress. Inside the app, you'll just accept your invite. It'll open up Discord and it'll open up Rux Discuss, which is where a lot of people go to discuss their robots. To me, this is a key feature that every desktop robot should have because people want to brag on their desktop robots. Isn't that right, Rux? Now that we've gone through all of Rux's basic prompts and advanced prompts and its Chat GPT integration and its community, let's review this bad boy. Rux has a ton of potential, and it blends a lot of my favorite aspects from a lot of the robots I've done on this channel all into this one little robot. But in this section, I want to give some improvement suggestions that I have for the team over at LeTianPai, and then I also want to praise them for the things that they got right. Let's do the positives first. Oh, the screen went black. No one told me. First positive up is obviously the display screen. It's amazing because Rux not only has animations like he's doing right now, but it's also like a little computer screen on your desk, especially when you download the app for the video player. You can play actual videos on here, which is something I've never seen in any other desktop robot. Usually they just have animated features. Most robots also don't have a default screen, which is what I love because sometimes I just want to look up, I want to see the weather, I want to see the news, I want to see the time. So the screen is just all around a great feature. Positive number 2 is that you can turn Rux on and off in the sense that not just the robot itself, which is obvious, but you can actually turn on the feature of prompting Rux. Another really cool positive that I love about the Rux robot is that it has an app center, so you can uninstall or install whatever app you want, and it also comes with a lot more features if you want them to be featured in the robot. Another big feature, and this is a very big positive, which is the Chat GPT integration. I think that's done fantastically, and I think I've talked enough on that. Another positive that I have to mention, because this is huge for any company, is that LeTianPai likes your feedback and they take it into account because I've already given them a bunch of feedback that they've already fixed during me doing this actual review of the robot. As much feedback as you can give them, they want it. I also like his size and his build, and he's just generally cute. So I guess that would actually be the last positive. First up is the charging plate. Now this is obviously being improved as it's in its beta phase, and I think it's gonna be perfectly fine once it comes out in early 2024, and this needs to be plugged in, it's obviously not, but I'm just holding it like this for showing purposes. But what I've noticed on my desk is that whenever he's on his charging plate, it's a little bit difficult to get him to stay charging. Sometimes he'll move just 1/4 of a centimeter away and he'll stop charging, and I had to keep adjusting him. Now, of course, this can be solved because he's got a plug-in right here. He doesn't have to be on his base. You can just use the cord itself to plug directly into him, which I've been doing because it's a better constant charge. Now, caveat to that, I did notice that they just entered into the app in the beta phase it to charge on its own. So it'll walk back, like a lot of my favorite robots, back to its plate, which is a very cool feature and may solve what I'm saying right now anyways. My next suggestion for LeTianPai as a company, we definitely need this all in the same language as the user. Some of it has a little bit of a misunderstanding of the English language. As someone who used to be a QA tester for 5 to 6 years at an actual app company, I would highly suggest getting someone from each language and culture to dive into this robot and make sure that all of the guides are easy to understand. And it would be really... Are you sleeping right now? And as for my last 2 suggestions for this, I've noticed that in this beta phase, as I'm giving it prompts like I say, hi, Rux, meow. it gets confused between that and actually opens up OpenAI to talk about the meow. So to me, that is a big issue because it might get kind of confused. And my very last suggestion for this robot, which I don't think is gonna happen anytime soon, but I think would be a really cool feature, which is to create a way for people to create their own apps to be added that can be then shared with the community to use on their Rux robot. Okay, so now that we've done a pretty deep dive into Rux the robot in its beta phase, which it, like I said, will be coming out in early 2024, what suggestions do you guys watching have for the company LeTianPai to integrate into this robot? And if you want to learn more about Rux the desktop robot, I will leave a link down below so that you can check out all things Rux so that you know when it comes out and you can go ahead and pre-order it and you can test it out for your very own self. I also want to give a really quick shout out to LeTianPai as a company for sending me this really friggin' cool robot. And if you guys like robots and AI and science and technology and sci-fi in general, you may like my very own novel, The Very Strange Universe of Dr. Natalia Zeal. If you want to check that out, I will leave a link down in the description below so you can buy a copy and support this channel. And I'll see you guys next week for an all-new video on something to do with technology, skateboarding, or urban exploring. And in the meantime, check out this video right here of one of my recent robot videos. I'm Eric J. Coons. Peace out.
Where are you now?